Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back. This is LD Against Humanity, where we channeled some soul growth messages. Actually, let me cleanse my space again. I hope everyone's doing wonderful. So during the pre-shuffle, I was seeing the Nine of Pentacles coming out and Judgment. So maybe a rebirth within your self-sufficiency, your stability, your self-worth, your autonomy, your material realm. This could, your money, your career, your purpose. All right, let's cleanse. All right, let's see. I've been a lot less coffee with the Palo Santo, so I might stick with that. And every time I do sage, it's just a nightmare. So as always, let's hop into some stickers. I just saw Be Brave. Feeling blessed, never stressed. All right, so yeah, that's the energy I was getting with that Nine of Pentacles. And in the Nine of Pentacles, she's wearing all yellow. That is, the sticker is all yellow. So I kind of feel there's a confidence in your energy right now. Very good, very good, very good. Ooh, this is very nice. This is a lot different than the last reading I had. What a wonderful thought it is that some of the best days of our lives haven't happened yet. So yeah, this is a very, ooh, guys, what's this? Keep your eyes on the stars and your feet on the ground. Damn. So we're feeling good. We're feeling very good. You know what, we're just gonna leave it like that. We're feeling optimistic about the future. We're feeling blessed about where we're at right now in our present moment. I think we're feeling integrated. We're feeling aligned. This is wonderful. I think we're feeling kind of anything's possible. I think that no matter what you've been through, I think you're finally seeing, okay, you know what? Some of the best days of my life have not happened yet, and there is so much more to be explored and to have and to come and to see and to do. So because of this, you might be in a little bit of a dreamland right now. You might be stuck in the sky a little bit, in the clouds, not in a bad way, but your imagination just may be taking you to the wildest places and the wildest dreamlands and to all the wildest possibilities. So there's a note here to keep your feet on the ground through all of this. This is a wonderful set of stickers that came out. So energy, okay, so you might be feeling called to do energy work. You might feel called to have some energy work done on you, getting a Reiki session. YouTube has, the Lunanate is wonderful. They have, there's some wonderful Reiki, distance Reiki healers online that you can find. Passion. Yep, I think your energy is high. You're high vibing right now. I think you're feeling full of love. There's a lot of pink. I think that you are just feeling good. Let's see what comes out. Ooh, okay, hang on. Speaking of pink, so we have energy and then we have psychic attack. Do you suddenly feel sad and upset for no reason at all? So as you're on the uppity up and as you're on this path forward, okay, excuse me, out of nowhere you might be feeling, you know what we're going to do? We're going to actually I feel like this is going to explain it better than what I can give you for this meeting. You guys know me and my meetings. I love these books until I have them memorized. This is how we do. Excuse me. You may be under psychic or spiritual attack. Think who would be thinking unfriendly thoughts about you, and the first person that comes to mind is probably the one. It could also be more than one person. A psychic attack can be when someone intentionally and forcefully sends you negative energy. As we're talking about energy. They could be angry or hurt about something you said or did, or you may not have been giving them the attention that they wanted or demanded of you. Their opinions about you don't have to be rational at all for them to be thinking bad things about you. Signs you could be under psychic attack: you feel unusually tired and depressed, angry or sad, and there is no reason for you to feel this way. You could feel unusually clumsy, having accidents, be losing things like your car keys, or feel you are having a run of bad luck. You could also be experiencing bad dreams or feeling paranoid for no logical reason. Call on your angels to clear your energy, as well as calling in Archangel Michael to surround you in blue protective light. Imagine surrounding yourself with mirrors that reflect back any hostile energy to the sender. Ask that only loving thoughts be let into your field. So this is kind of, my cards over here are more my past energy. So this is how you could have been feeling. This is something I think you're coming out of. You could have had people around you, or you could have been trying to learn your own energy. This is kind of an empathic awakening I'm feeling, okay? I think you went through a dark night of the soul. I think you were kind of trying to figure out, okay, why am I feeling this way? How come on these days I feel like this? On these days I feel like that? How come when I'm around this person I feel this way? When I'm around this group of people I feel that way? How come when I read this kind of information it makes me feel like this? Or when I watch or take in this kind of information it makes me feel like that? So I think this is what you've been learning about yourself and getting in tune with your body. I think you've been learning that when you have people around you that don't have your best interests at heart, you're able to pick up on that and you're able to feel that more. So because of this, you're not stressed. All right, you know how to take the psychic attacks. You know how to take the negative energy. You know how to not take it personal. You know how to return to sender. You know how to not let it get, in here. She's got a nice little whirlwind of energy around her. Like that's her bubble. Okay, you're in your little bubble and you're not letting anyone penetrate that. Intelligence. You are intelligent. Use your intelligence to solve problems and get the life that you want. Okay, that's another reason why you're feeling, good about the situation. Your intelligence. I think this puts you in an advantage. I'm hearing you're someone that's more intelligent, than your typical person in that regard. So, I think if you can get into the right alignment and the right energy, you're able to solve things. I'm hearing you'd be surprised how you can solve your own problems by just maintaining this good energy. So maybe this could be a shock to your own self. There could be jealousy around you or people, that notice your intelligence and feel threatened by that. We also have chakras. Tune into higher dimensions and raise your vibration. Okay. And there's a lot of energy going on here. And this is falling under the sticker that says what a wonderful thought it is that some of the best days of our lives haven't happened yet. This is, you could be having a Kundalini awakening, okay? You could be feeling energy from the base of your spine, okay? And it could be rising up, pouring out of your crown chakra here. This is enlightenment. This is you opening up your energy centers. You could be going through this right now, or this is headed towards your future. This is on the right side of my board. You had to get smart. You had to get smart and use your wits to navigate the environment that you were in. That's another download I'm having. I think this made you more spiritual. This made you more spiritual and maybe more in tune with chakras or tarot or psychic or just other, numerology, astrology, human design. It made you more aware and in depth with adapt to other healing modalities because you had no choice but to follow that path because you didn't understand what was happening and why it was happening. You also didn't know how to process this energy. So all of this led you down a rabbit hole of spirituality so you could learn how to handle this empathic awakening and how to channel this energy and how to protect your own energy in space. New opportunities, okay? I love that. This is keep your eyes on the stars and your feet on the ground. Some exciting new opportunities are coming in for you, okay? That's what all you are getting into an alignment with what it is that your soul is asking for. The quantum field. Okay, so you're getting into an alignment, like you are becoming the observer. You are able to step back and sit and watch without judgment. You are able, this is you, there's a lot of pink here. This is you being able to meditate and get into a state of quiet and nothingness where you can kind of enter the void here, where you can really manifest. Okay, this is all about you manifesting a better life, you manifesting better opportunities for yourself and for your future, to stabilize yourself. So Spirit is saying that you have the spirituality, you have the tools, you have the resources, you have the intelligence, you have opportunities we're going to throw your way, but you have to be in alignment, you have to keep a good energy, and know that there is an invisible field of information that exists beyond this space and time, okay? If you can close your mind, if you can tap in to that other field, okay, there is the Akashic records, there's information waiting there for you to unfold, okay, for information that will be downloaded to you. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear, the information will appear. So get quiet, because while you're on the seek mode, you're going to be surprised what's going to be coming. You could be seeing 77 or 777 or 55, 555 or 1111. Okay, so this is change and transformation, temporary chaos for a better future. I think you've gone through the chaotic phase. I think you're just learning how to navigate your own energy at this point. Let's see, what deck am I feeling drawn to? Oh, I think we're going to go with the Bloom deck, and I'm feeling the Shadow deck. And we're going to get a spirit animal. Alright, let's see. Oops. Oh, we also gotta get an affirmation. Let's do that real quick right now. I just saw the word glow up, so you could be definitely having a glow up right now. I am an effing masterpiece. Okay, so that's your affirmation right now. You have been a work in progress, and I think you're learning that you are a masterpiece. You're finding this newfound confidence, and this confidence, this self-esteem, it's giving you an energetic boost, okay? Because it's giving you the confidence to be able to go out into the world how you need to and feel good about it. I feel good about yourself. Think about it, like when you wake up in the morning, it's a different feeling when you wake up in the morning, you're just waking up and going with the flow, and say like you have a little routine. You wake up, you have a cup of tea, you do a little bit of yoga, and you wake up on one particular morning, and it's like, okay, you're going through the routine. But when you wake up in the morning at the mindset of like, I'm a masterpiece, like I'm awesome, like I've come this far, like I have things I have to see, I have things I have to do, I have places I want to go. I'm not going to live forever. Like one day this will come to a close. Like I want to live my life. Like I want to experience this. Like this is the energy that I'm feeling. But it's more than that. It's spiritual. Okay, you're spiritually opening, and this is giving you a sense of peace inside of you. Okay, and solitude, because it's giving you a grounding to know that you're always protected, and you're understanding the spiritual journey. You're understanding that, it's ebb and flow, ups and downs, it's dark night of the soul after dark night of the soul, then it's healing, and then it's, it's times of reprieve. And then it happens again when more things come to be purged, because, healing is not done in all of one lump sum. So I think you're just okay with the process, and you're okay with what's going on. And I think you're really looking forward to what is in the future. Courage. I was thinking of that card. I allow others to see both my light and dark sides with all my imperfections. I am courageous enough to invite people to embrace me exactly as I am. And I think that's the issue you were having, okay? You were trying to be yourself, okay? You were someone that's, I'm getting sexy, soulful, energetic, seductive, passionate, creative, very Empress energy. And when you're someone that's like that, whether you're male or female, like, you get targeted. People don't like that. There's a light that you have. So it takes a lot of courage just to be yourself. And I think you're finally feeling good in your own skin. So you feel, you have that courage to be yourself, but you had to have the courage to push through all of the bullshit that came with it, okay? Even if it wasn't people loudly talking in your face or loudly sitting there saying, okay, I think you look crappy like this, or I think this is this, or your hair doesn't look, or whatever it is, like, say they were saying that from a distance, like, you still felt that, okay? That's still an energetic, again, psychic attack. That's something you're going to feel. That's a negativity you're going to feel out of nowhere, okay? That affected your energy. That there's days that you have been down and out for no reason, days that you could not get off of the couch and you're just stuck and you're just like, Jesus Christ, I'm so tired. I have no idea what's going on because of this bullshit around you. So it took a lot of courage to come out of that. Not only courage, it took intelligence, okay? Your beauty and brains, I'm hearing. Present. I won't lose this moment to the future or the past. I will stay right here embracing all that is. And that's exactly where you're at right now, okay? It's a very grounded feeling. You could be an earth sign, a Taurus, Virgo, or a Capricorn, or you're just embodying that very, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. You're in the present, okay? You're understanding your own energy. You are listening to your body with whatever needs that it needs and the new opportunities that are coming to you. You're able to be present with them and be discerning and decide whether or not you want to take them. All right, let's grab a spirit animal. Humpback whale. It's funny we talked about the Akashic records and psychic attacks and, your spirituality growing. The Akashic records are everything that's happened in your past, what's happening in your present, and anything that's going to be a part of your future, okay? Spirit is saying that you have access to this energetically. We all have access to our own Akashic records. We all just have to learn how to get quiet and how to get in touch with that. So an additional meaning. Music is essential to your healing and well-being, whether singing, playing an instrument, or listening, okay? So maybe you are a musician, okay? Or just music is a way to, to channel whatever it is that you're feeling. I just want to see what other... In order to diagnose their patients, one of the questions that some shamans often ask was when the patient stopped singing. If it had been quite some time, the shaman was certain to recommend singing among other remedies as an essential aspect of recovery. All that's involved when you sing, the fullness and rhythm of your breathing, the opening of your mouth and jaw, and the soulful and creative expression of your spirit serves to enhance your health and raise your vibrations, okay? So I feel that you're a very soulful person, okay? So you're someone that could really love, just humming, whistling, just tapping your foot. And Spirit is saying that is a way, even if it's just humming, like, that's a vibration, okay? That is you releasing energy. Similarly, playing an instrument can touch those inner creative depths that yearn to be expressed through song. Simply listening with your full attention to your favorite tune or melody can also inspire and heal. Make music as essential to your lifestyle as eating and breathing. You can breach the inhibitions about expressing yourself musically that you've acquired over the years in some very simple and easy ways. Sing, chant, or play an instrument. Take a few voice lessons as a means to shore up your confidence. Let the magical child inside you rediscover the joy of creating music. Dive in and play. So, more specifically, the arts, the creative arts, music, okay? I think this is something that you could be feeling called to do. And we have here being courage and being in the present, okay? So, figuring out ways, envisioning everybody naked. Okay, I resonate with this energy. My dad was a musician. I have it in my blood, but I'm someone that's definitely always been fearful. So I find it really interesting that this reading came up. I find it, I'm trying to think of what I would tell myself is what I would tell you guys, this is a passion of yours. It's a dream that, you know, according to spirit right now, this is something you're meant to do. This is part of your healing, okay? You don't have to do it for the whole world, but you can even do it for yourself, okay? It's still, you know, again, the sound is a vibration. Record yourself, you know, chanting and listen to that. That's a frequency. That's still, that again, that's a release, and that's a healing for you. So music could be something that's just, you know, you're being, it's imperative to your healing, and it's something that you need to really invite into your world. Alright, I guess let's get into a little bit of tarot. Chariot again. All right, so the Four of Swords in reverse. So you are coming out of, again, I feel like if you were in that dark night or if you've been laying low, you are coming out of that. I think that you've been, not hiding, but you've been at a rest. You've been at a standstill, and you've been doing that because you've been having to soak in information. And I think that you took your time. I think you're ready to come out. I think that there is a willpower and a sense of direction that you have inside of you. And there's, again, you could be a fire sign, an Aries, Leo, or a Sagittarius, but I feel that energy, you know, it's a very go-getter energy. You could be someone that's looking for, you know, for fame, okay? And that is here on the board. The Two of Pentacles kept wanting to come out in the pre-shuffle too. So I just heard prepared to balance. So whatever it is you're wanting, you're prepared. You're prepared to take whatever it is, the risk, whatever comes with it. You're prepared to balance that out. You're prepared to juggle the priorities. The spirit is saying don't take on too much at once, okay? So as you're coming out, as you're doing this, okay, there is a note here to not bite off more than what you can chew, because it will create an imbalance. All right, so continue to, you know, make this a spiritual journey and to take the timeouts that you need as you're going on this, okay? There's been a lot of rest, but make sure that you're continuing to have an outlet and to have a healthy outlet, you know, especially if it's music related, to whatever it is you're doing, so you can get to point A to point B with what it is in your career or life or stability that you're trying to get to. There is a note here to make sure that we are, you know, aligning our chakras. Again, I'm feeling a Reiki session for you could be very, very balanced. I think after you have this Reiki session, you might notice some new opportunities that come in. The Emperor, and that is in reversed. I'm going to get all of them out before I speak on that. All right, so you have the Emperor in reverse, we have the Knight of Cups in reverse, you have the Page of Pentacles in reverse, and we have the Three of Cups in reverse. Oh, I think you've had people around you that have held you back. Okay, give me this Three of Cups in reverse. King of Pentacles. I think there was a group of people where they led, either you followed or like there's an excess, okay? I think there was people that you were around that didn't exactly, you know, there's a disconnect. I think you guys were not on the same page. I think it was hard for you to balance your spirituality with practicality, with your friendship groups and your earthly pleasures. I think the balance between spiritual and your earthly pleasures, I think there has been some disharmony in that, but I think that's what you're taking control of. I think that's where the chakra alignment and you know, leaning into this music. I think that with all of this indulgence, I think that spirit led you to go on a spiritual journey to learn that you don't need to have all of that, that you can leave a lot of this material behind. And, you know, whether that's fun, partying, drinking, gambling, those kinds of things. I think this is something that wasn't helping you. I think people didn't have your best interest, like I said, at heart. I think that people were not operating out of love, not operating out of the 5D. It was very 3D. So I think you could have been quite literally feeling sick around these people. But I think after you disconnected and you separated yourself from these people, or if you haven't done that, there is a note to do that. You're going to really feel in your power. You're going to feel much more empowered. You're going to have a lot of energy back. You're going to get some vitality back. But most importantly, you're going to get stability back, because you're going to have more energy to focus on your coin and on your career. Let's see, there could be a younger earth sign, a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, that maybe brought an imbalance to your, you know, you could have been dealing with a younger earth sign that maybe brought an imbalance. If not, then this was just an earth sign, maybe somebody that was a little bit more immature, not being so practical, you know, there was just not a sense of direction. Okay, a lot of this is, you know, no sense of direction, no stability. I think this is what you're coming to learn. You're giving this to yourself, okay? This is all a sense of stability that you're giving to yourself. You're realizing that you create your own future and you have to kind of get your own self straight. I feel like that, you know, not that you were on a bad path, but definitely just not on the straight and narrow, okay? I just feel like your environment was not the best environment, and it was very hard to grow in. And if you still have to be in that environment, you know, music is going to be a way for you to help, you know, get yourself out of that funk. You could have been having OCD or controlling kind of tendencies at one point, or maybe if you've been feeling like that now, you will be getting over that. But maybe, you know, the universe kind of wasn't steering ship in the direction you thought it was going to be steering ship in, and you were kind of trying to take control and do things your way, and Spirit's saying like, no, that's not, you can't, like, it's going to happen on how I want it to happen for your higher good. You can choose to do, you know, all of this, but it's not going to, you know, fare you well. If there was anyone that you were dealing with that was just unstable or maybe emotionally manipulated, this is something that you got burnt out from. I think this is something that made you not in this Emperor energy. Again, something you're coming out of. I feel like you're trying to leave the past in the past, and you're trying to like truck forward. Actually, we're going to pull a couple of these. I definitely see an imbalance within your friendships. You trying to prioritize work versus friendships. You could have had friends being upset with you because you were choosing your career and choosing to work on yourself. So maybe your friendships had to take a little, you know, a break on the back burner, and they didn't quite understand that. And, you know, maybe now they're trying to understand, oh, this person was trying to be stable, and they're going to come back around. You know, it wasn't forever, it was just for a short time being. That's a message for somebody. All right, what else about these tarot? What else about the tarot cards? What can you tell me? What's the message? Trust in your own understanding. And again, that's that Nine of Pentacles I was seeing. So through all of this, again, you're seeking, you're learning your own energy, and you're trusting yourself, okay? You're not listening to these outside influences. You're not listening to anyone that's trying to emotionally manipulate you. You're not listening to opportunities that sound too good to be true. You're not going to be juggling, you know, your work and love and friendships and all of this. Like, you're trying to really come into a balanced state and be balanced. So every decision and every thought that you're taking and making is with intention. We have another 5. You guys could definitely, big changes, okay? 555. And more 7s. And this is purple, okay? So this is more crown chakra activation. This is enlightenment. Vulnerability. this is all of those emotions that are coming up, okay? This is that purging. This is your inner child. This is you wanting that new life, that new opportunity. This is you wanting to feel safe. This is you giving yourself your own sense of safety, okay? Giving yourself your own sense of stability, okay? Responding to your own opportunities, tending to your own emotional needs, okay? Validating yourself, okay? Really taking control of your own shit. But this is not to say like you're tired, okay? Not that you're weak or anything like that, but you could be feeling a little bit sad, a little bit bad, maybe some guilt, some grief. There's some emotions, residual emotions that you're processing, which you are, again, being called to connect to music and energetic healing to process this, okay? Because overall, you're on the uppity up and you're feeling pretty damn good, okay? This is some serious Leo energy, and I love this for you. Oops. All right, one more. Nope. Be your best self always. So this is what I think you're trying to do. Like, no matter what, like I said, you're trying to make the right decision. You're trying to be a good person, pay it forward. And I really feel like you're choosing to stay alone. I feel like that there's some discord and disharmony amongst some, friendships, possibly some family right now. And that happens as you're moving up and as you're ascending, you're going to lose people, especially people that don't contribute. But this is really going from an unstable energy, getting into a much more, stable energy. If you guys follow me, when I yawn, usually means I'm on the right track with my reading. Every time I start doubting myself a little bit, if I get a big old yawn that comes out, it's like, all right, a couple more, Spirit. What else do we need to know? The Lovers. These are the choices. This is you choosing to keep people around that bring you peace and bring you harmony. This is you choosing people in your circle that are for your highest good, okay? This is, like the Devil card, okay? We saw the same two people here, except these people aren't chained, okay? You are openly choosing, freely choosing, having the courage to trust yourself, to know that, okay, I'm this kind of judge of character. I'm a good judge of character, and I trust that this person is either going to make me or break me, and I'm going to use my discernment and my judgment and come to a conclusion about that. This is also you having more self-love and compassion for yourself and for the process. One more to close out this reading, Spirit. The Tower in reverse. This is all about resistance, okay? This is all about, we talked about you possibly trying to steer ship because you're trying to avoid disaster, or you're trying, to do things on your terms because you're not liking how Spirit is doing things, and that's not how it's going to work. If you avoid it, the Spirit's just going to send you another tower after tower in other ways. So you can prolong this process, or we can just kind of accept where we're at now and make the proper changes. Okay, because in your future, you have equal give and take. Okay, we have the Six of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. All right, that's all about giving and taking. That's having a balance. Again, balance. I swear all these readings lately have been about balance. Balancing your work and your life and having an outlet for your emotions. That way, when these towers come in, you're able, this is all about coping. This tower in reverse, to me, is coping. Okay, all of this is, there's a hard time coping with change, and Spirit is asking you to be okay with change. And I think you are. I feel like a lot of this energy is in the past. I feel like you have a lot to look forward to. I think you have a lot of dreams, hopes, and aspirations. I think you're feeling good. I think things are going real good. I think everything's real good. I love this energy check-in. I think this is just wonderful. Again, 555-777-444. Working on your stability. Okay? All right, you guys. Let's roll some dice. See some possible zodiac signs and life paths this could be. All right, life path 6, life path 7. Did I lose? Oh, or a life path 1. You could be a Virgo, an Aries, or a Leo. life path 1, life path 2, life path 11, another life path 1, Gemini, another Virgo, and Gemini. Double confirmation. All right, you guys. I hope this helped. And until next time, ciao, ciao.